The Jezebel spirit is taught as a literal demonic entity that aims to control, manipulate, and undermine spiritual authority, especially male leadership. However, critics note that the specific phrase Jezebel spirit does not appear in the Bible. And if anything, they're referring to Queen Jezebel and her behavior against idolatry and murder. Scholars often argue that the Jezebel label has been weaponized, listen, beloved, to silence women who challenge existing power structures. So it has been used as a muzzle of sort aimed at women who speak up and question leadership or hold positions of authority. Is used as a seductress trope, right? Which often portray women as harlots or loose. And interesting in racism, particularly in the United States, the Jezebel archetype, listen to this, beloved, was famously used during slavery to stereotype black women as hypersexual and untamable to justify their abuse, or to shift blame from the men and specifically to women, indicating that they are emasculating them with quote unquote temptation. What up, familia? It's your favorite Puerto Rican Brooklyn Philly here. And yeah, this is a deep one, right? I heard from Spirit. This was at the bottom of the deck as I shuffled and I was asking what would be the message today. That this is what Spirit wants to address. Someone is healing, breaking free from, and specifically, I'm talking about the feminine and energy, but it's not that it's only specifically geared towards feminines, right? If you are masculine, this is speaking to your femininity. Is we carry both, beloved, point blank, period, right? And there is an awakening of sort, a disconnection from this misogynistic, patriarchal energy, spirit. So spirit is saying, if you want to call anything a spirit, right? That's a spirit, right? Interesting. But I pulled some cards, and the first card that came out was Rising Star, right? And what are you a rising star for, or in reference to? Becoming a healer. A healer of what? I'm hearing a healer that calls out, identifies, unmasks this trope, this I'm hearing optical illusion, this delusion. Is calling out those who would demonize women or femininity, or those who speak against injustices in ways they're saying, they're saying specifically women, right? Specifically women. But they're saying it's deeper than that. Let me slow down, beloved. It's deeper than that, right? Because I'm speaking to a collective, particularly a feminine energy, right? Who has been blamed, even raised to believe that they are operating from a Page of Cups, manipulative, seductress, very Jezebel energy, right? And it's been reinforced on you since childhood in different, I just heard nuances, different ways. And possibly because I got unexpected income and commitment. Yeah. Which I just heard gold digger, right? Yeah. Trying to entrap a man or a woman through utilizing those specific manipulation tactics, right? Yeah, this is what it I just heard this is how you get down, right? And that's not spirit or your ancestors saying that that's how you get down, But whoever, this hater that came out, now I understand why the hater card came out. And prior to that, in my pre-shuffle, hidden enemy came out. And but with that one, I'm hearing Spirit say I should have kept it, because hidden enemy is the hidden inner me, inner me, that has also, oh God, beloved, I just heard Spirit say, bought this bullshit hook, line, and sinker, henceforth mirroring the haters, right, that also project this bullshit onto you. So I'm speaking to a collective who experienced over and over again in different ways. I'm hearing in family upbringing, in societal roles, in community, right, which is nothing new. I mean, we just, Spirit had me start off with explaining what the Jezebel spirit was being, I just heard, codified as, right? Interesting. They're saying grab this deck. But it's also bringing attention to Spirit wanting you. And it's interesting because now Rising Star feels like the star card to me. And the star card in the Rider-Waite Pamela Coleman Smith deck, we understand it to talk about healing, right? An internal healing of sorts, right? And then it also, it was like, yeah, I'm hearing verily, verily, right? Double confirmation. And that verily, verily, I'm hearing is for you Christian folk, you know, who want to quote the Bible to try and justify such a use of the term Jezebel spirit, although, you know, I'm hearing do the research, it is never been mentioned in the Bible that way. Again, they're pointing out that Queen Jezebel was talked about and against for her idolatry, for her plot against murder, and for her political interventions, right? She was a woman intervening in those ways, but not for her looseness as a woman or her harlotry or anything like that, and never was called a demonic spirit. Why is that so important? It's 7 minutes and let's see. But there is, so now I'm hearing from Spirit, not only are you being called, or it is happening within you, because the fact that I am reading on this and bringing this up as an awareness, so I'm hearing from Spirit, this is the uncomfortability. This is a shift that you're making, right? And when you're making such a shift, right, because it's easy, I'm hearing from Spirit, to fall in line, right? To accept whatever the submissive role, whatever the ideology or belief is of you as a person. But there's something very different when you're standing up against, right? When you're pushing up against the things that are, I'm hearing, identifying you, you know, giving you your identity. Is interesting because right before I look, the sun, yes, you're healing. So the sun also speaks to inner child for me, innocence. It's a return to one's authenticity, understanding who one is, right? Without the shame I'm hearing for some of you of the label, right? Because women are shamed, even to the fact that, you know, how she's positioned and where her hand is in this, you know, even to please themselves, right? There's something about look, yes, look, it's coming up against the tradition, the hierarchy. This is the way it is. The patriarchy, the misogyny, right? You're here to bring clarity. Thank you, Spirit. What is at the bottom of the deck? 3 of Cups. Yes, you're here to bring clarity, beloved. The sun brings clarity. When the sun rises, it shines light on everything. On this bullshit that's been going on for too long, I'm hearing from Spirit, that then wants to, place women in third party situations, as third parties, as these like seductrix, temptress that are just here to, I don't know. Yeah. That then these Page of Wands ninjas, right? This woman is tempting him to get so erectile or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. right, is bullshit. There's something, yeah, look, yeah, that you seduced them, right, to make